bottom, and it forces it through this plate that has different size holes that you can put it. So you just put the, I would add dates too, but I can't add dates to this because by the time the dates got beat up, it would be way too rare.
Le puede poner los dátiles, pero ahorita no le puso porque para la hora que se lo pone, esto prácticamente dátiles serían. Ajá.
So if I had a meat grinder, I would throw in these dates. But because I don't have a meat grinder, I bought some dates that were already chopped up at Walmart. And I'm just going to add these and put it in a bowl. And so I'll do this a couple more times. Back there, I'll make some more so that hopefully we have a little bit for you all to sample. And the longer this stays in the refrigerator up to a certain extent, like a couple of hours would be preferred, to let these flavors marinate together, especially the cranberries. The cranberry is going to be a very tangy flavor, so you may need to add a little bit more sugar or take away some cranberries and get the taste that you like. It's supposed to be tangy.
El tiempo que lo dejen reposar sería algo preferible, unas 2 horas dentro del refri. Así eso hace que todos los jugos de los cítricos que están ahí, de la mezcla de los frutos, de las frutas, se mezclen juntos y le den un sabor especial. Preguntas aquí. ¿No hay preguntas? ¿Todo entendido?
Why do people, is there like some kind of spiritual reference?
Okay. Remember, she's asking why do we overeat? Okay. It says there is any spiritual matter on this thing. Yes, remember, overeating, we can say that in a certain way, if there is some, remember, probably you have seen the capital sins that are, one of the ones is overeating, gluttony, okay? There is a text of the Bible that says if you eat and if you drink or anything that you do, you should do it to what? To honor and to the glory of whom? Of yourself? No, it says to God. So the problem is most of us, we probably pray for the food, but we don't say, God help me to probably eat what is just proper and right for me to nourish my body. We just say, bless the food, okay? Because I'm ready to go. And we hardly think that if the amount of food we're eating really is, we are giving honor to God. And Paul as well mentioned one part in Corinthians says that your stomach has become what? Your God. So sometimes you might probably say, I don't have any idol. I respect God and all those things, but you know, when we overeat, really your God is not God. It's your stomach. Because you're pleasing your stomach. Probably you are not thinking in that way, but there is a spiritual matter over here. That when you overeat, it's because you're pleasing your stomach. At the end, the stomach belongs to whom? To you. And then, who is the God? I am the God. And remember, before God says, from this goat, I want you to take all what? The fat. And bring it to me. See? First it says, kill it, drain out what? The blood. And then get all the fat and bring it to me and burn it as an offering for me. But then what do we do? It says, let's be the fat as well to us because we are one. Remember, you will become like what? Like God. That's what the devil says to Adam and Eve. And if you eat this one, your eyes will open and you will become like what? Like God. So if we give to God the fat, since we are God, we should be also give the fat. So we are pleasing ourselves, indulging ourselves. So at the end, even you are pleasing your stomach, but at the end you are pleasing yourself because it's pleasing you. And when we are placing God aside, remember, we will be encountering problems. Because the food is supposed to be something to nourish us, to keep us healthy, to give us strength. But instead of that, food is the one that are making us what? Sick. La comida debería ser el alimento que nos nutra, pero desgraciadamente la comida se ha convertido en una enfermedad para nosotros. And it, unfortunately, even the food industry has become our enemy. Desafortunadamente, aún mismo la industria del alimento se ha convertido en un enemigo para nosotros. Why? If you go to the store, you want to buy a bottle of water and it's $1. You want to buy a Coke, it's what? 50 cents.
No, that's true.
So what you do? It's cheaper to get a Coke. See? Something that's supposed to be even cheaper is going to become what? More expensive. Not just a little sample like that. And you can see even the things that are not healthy to us, like very sugary bread, all the refining things, are very affordable. It's more easy for us to buy. But the ones that are healthier, what happens? So expensive. So what do? We buy the cheaper one. And it comes over here something that is spiritual to us. Remember, in order for ours to become temptation, can we do it in our own? If food has become a temptation to you, that it's hard for you to really put it aside, one thing he says that God has not allowed us to go to anyone. Temptation that we will not be able to overcome. He says we can have the temptation, but there is, he has given us the power, see, to deliver us from that temptation. And remember what Philippians says. 4:13, what he says? Philippians 4:13. All things I can do what? All things I can do through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. It's not your own. It's not a battle that the will tell you you're able to do it by yourself. Es una batalla que ustedes pueden ganar por ustedes mismos. Una batalla que nosotros necesitamos vencer con el poder de Dios. Porque recuerden, así como es un pecado, recuerden, nosotros no podemos eliminar ¿qué cosa? El pecado por nosotros mismos. Alguien vino y murió por nosotros. Okay, somebody came and died for us. Who was the one? Jesus. So, the same thing. If food has become a sin to you, in a way that you are overeating, then there is somebody that was able to fast for 40 days, see? And he says, no only of bread should be what? The man live. Entonces, si él pudo decir después de 40 días de ayuno que no solo de pan vivirá el hombre, okay, probably you can say one day at a time, this amount is enough for me. Questions? No more? Okay. Vamos a tener la otra demostración ahora. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Estela y les voy a demostrar a ustedes cómo desarrollar el Egg Nog. Sería en español ron poke.
Some of you guys will make it for some of your holiday, patas, whatever, but this is just another version that you might even like even more because not only is it less in the calories, but it tastes very nice.
Esto es bajo en calorías y al mismo tiempo lo pueden traer en la casa, ahora en la época de Thanksgiving y Navidad lo pueden presentar.
So the recipe calls for a banana.
La receta llama por un plátano, aquí lo tengo.
But what I like to do is I like to freeze it first, and I take the peel off. I put it on a little tray, pop it in the freezer so that let it freeze a little bit individually so that I can pick it out and put it in a bag and they won't stick to each other. That's like a little trick. So
Me gusta pelarlo, meterlo en el congelador y después de esa manera lo saco y lo tengo aquí ya pedazos para que así no se le pegue.
this is a Vitamix.
Esta es una Vitamix.
The competition to that blender. You can see
La
what you like better.
competencia de aquella.
But they both work just good. Okay, so you want your frozen or very cold banana, and you want a can of coconut milk.
Una lata de leche de coco.
And then I already measured out a cup and a half of milk in here, so it's not so messy.
Tengo aquí ya una taza y media de leche.
You know, before I put that in, I'm just gonna blend just like you did with the cashews. I like to add a little bit less of the liquid first so that it will liquefy the bananas. You don't really need to because it's such a powerful machine, but I do.
Lo que hago es disminuir la cantidad de líquido para que se pueda mezclar mejor de esa manera. Con esta máquina no necesita, pero en caso de que ustedes no tienen este tipo de máquina les va a ayudar mejor.
Once that's done,
Y cuando esto ya está listo,
if that were a regular blender, it probably would have done that.
si fuera una licuadora normal todavía estaría, porque recuerden las bananas están hechas casi hielos.
It took me a long time to save up for this baby. I went through a lot of blenders, even the magic bullet and all that, and I finally broke down and I saved my money or did a little garage sale just to buy this because, you know, my son is very, very picky and he does not like to eat vegetables, some fruits, but
Para poder comprar esta máquina hice mis ahorros, un poco de yard sale y de hecho ya se le rompió su bullet que tenía anteriormente y como su hijo es un poco picky con los vegetales, esto le ayuda a poder introducirle vegetales en diferentes formas.
So, since he's very picky, I like to add things to sneak some food into his milk or shakes or. So what I've done is I put spinach, I put kale, I put vegetables, and then I put banana. Yeah, you can do that. You can do whatever, and then add your bananas. You can add your soy milk or whatever you want to put in here. You liquefy it, and he thinks he's eating ice cream. So I feed it to him, and the color of the green won't even be in here depending on what additive you put in. Your kid or somebody you want to eat very healthy will never know. He will not know. So yeah.
Excuse me?
How many orange pieces?
It's the same, pretty much almost the same. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's a competition, remember, between one. It's like Mercedes and BMW. Okay? So for you to understand.
So the recipe calls for half a cup of sucanat, but I couldn't find that at the store when I went.
La receta pide sucanat, pero no lo encontró en la tienda en este instante, pero está utilizando
I have an equivalent.
algo equivalente.
Although sucanat is not as sweet, it's not refined at all. So this one, it's not refined either, but it's just a different version, and it's a little bit sweeter. So I'm not gonna put as much since the banana is already sweet. You don't have to put, and the less you put, because afterwards you can taste it. If you want to add more, you can add. But if you put too much, it's already ruined.
If someone is diabetic, can you use like stevia or other sweeteners?
Ok. Y si alguien es diabético, puede utilizar otro tipo de endulzante, por ejemplo, endulcorante. There is some other products that you can use. Later on, I will be talking about what type of supplements of sugar are the best, okay, that you can use. For example, people are using a lot of Splenda, people are using right now the NutraSweet and things like that, and later on you will find out, even for example, how Splenda can destroy your kidney because they turn to small crystals later on.
I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I just leveled it off. I have a habit of doing the leveling, especially with the baking. You want to be precise in your measurement. Like I said, you can add more if you need more flavor or whatever towards the end. You can do that, but taking it out or trying to fix it later on is
Le está poniendo, that's
no. It's 1 teaspoon.
and 1 teaspoon de canela.
Yes, and then you want
Una cucharita de canela.
1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. If your pocket allows, you can buy organic, which is preferable. There's nothing better than organic. It's more expensive and
Si sus bolsillos les ayudan y apoya, pueden comprar todos estos productos orgánicos, que es mucho mejor. Pero si no, estos están bien.
but if you take organic herbs or anything organic and you get a commercialized produced and you put it together, you smell the two, you'll see the difference. Like it's really nice. The organic one. Alright, and then I put the ground cloves. But the ground cloves is very strong, so
Ya le puso el clavo molido.
you wanna play with that first. Don't put as much as a 1/8 teaspoon. Just put half of that 1/8
Si a
teaspoon.
ustedes no les gusta el olor fuerte, le pueden poner menos, desde dependiendo al sabor de ustedes.
And then your 1 teaspoon of liquid. Your
Vanilla.
vanilla extract.
Y una cucharadita de vainilla.
Then you're gonna close your blender.